Ronnie. You can hear yourself in your ears too?
Yes.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yes, we're here. We're queer.
We're here. We're queer. Todd, kind of.
Todd
is queer as in weird.
I'm queered.
He's queered.
He's queered.
I'm a queerdo.
Yeah, we were talking about so many good things before the podcast started. I know it's going to be very exciting. I'm excited. I am. I'm excited because it was like it was going all over the place.
Yeah, this is what happens.
We start recording and it just becomes like, so the weather. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Rain.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, so Degenerate Boomer, we're here. We're here with a queer. Caleb.
So happy to be here.
You know what?
Yes, Caleb.
You know what the problem was? I kept mispronouncing your name. I was reading a book. I don't read. I listen. And his name was Caleb in the book. And like that shit was stuck in my head.
I mean, one look
Caleb.
at him looks way more like a Caleb than I would say a Caleb.
I mean, that's...
Caleb.
In case anyone's just listening, I'm like a sheet of paper. So.
Oh, yeah. Like the walls are white, and like if you don't move, I can always use your hoodie now, basically.
Yep. It's the Irish skin. It does it to you.
Caleb. Actually, that's pretty that rules, though, dude. It makes you sound way cooler.
I know. Caleb
What's your last name?
Goldburg.
You know what, bro? Forget it. Nothing's going to make it better. You can't. Caleb just makes it worse if it's Goldberg.
It's actually perfect for me because first half
You're
is
not
like...
a Jew?
I know I am. Well, okay. So like we were talking about how I was raised super evangelical.
I was about to say, because you were raised very Christian.
Yeah, like I'm a Jewish.
Then you bust your name, and it's the name of the biggest Jewish sitcom on television right now.
I sound like a partner at like a law firm. Yeah,
you do.
It's. Oh, funny fact. So the Goldbergs, they sent my family the pilot episode a week early.
No way.
Yeah, I assume they did to every Goldberg family in America.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like a cease and desist with like
you have to change it.
You have to change your name.
Oh my God! Did they really?
They really did. I was like, that's brilliant. Because we really did tell people. I was like, I'm going to watch the show now.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And then it was fine.
Did you watch it?
Yeah. I was like, I don't relate to the experience of growing up as a Jewish child, but yeah.
See, that was a great show for me. It was perfect timing. I loved it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched them all, but my kid really likes it, and he's like 9 and just loves it, you know? But it's cool to me see like the Beastie Boys throwbacks and that shit. It's cool.
I never really watched. Is it 90s? 80s?
80s.
80s?
Yeah.
I've seen bits and pieces of the show. Yeah. My kids loved that 70s show.
See, that one I never watched.
Oh my God, they were obsessed with that show.
Yeah, you know who else was obsessed on that show? Daddy Masterson. He was a little... Doesn't that suck, though? Like, you find out that shit. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
I know.
I mean, he had creep vibes. Look, if you have creep vibes on television, then I feel like in real life, you better try harder to be a cool fucking person.
Yeah.
Because he had kind of fucking creepy vibes on the show.
You know what the like Gen Z, like my generation version of that experience is I don't know if you guys are familiar at all with the shows like iCarly, Drake and Josh.
Oh my gosh, my daughter's
one of those
with
bros, right?
So no, not actually the actors, but the guy who created all those shows. They have like Dan Schneider.
Dude, Dan Schneider is a fucking
famously like foot freak.
Dude, like, it's creep-a-do, man.
I had no idea.
There's I'm 24.
Okay, because my kids are 28 and 30, and those were all the shows they used to watch on Disney.
Watch how many times they're walking around for no reason and just showing feet.
Or like their feet are in the camera. And I don't think he's done anything like specifically illegal or anything like that, but it's very creepy. And it's all, like, I think they were probably 19, 20-year-old girls.
I almost started a band called DSD. It was Dan Schneider's Diddlers, dude. Yeah, it was with Gator, this other comic around here. Like, it was a punk rock band.
So what you're telling me is that name is still free?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great.
DSD.
Getting in touch with my band friends
Shout
right
out. We're gonna play soon. Yeah,
buying the domain right now. Dan Schneider.
No, that is true. I remember him more from a TV show back in the day called Head of the Class.
Oh, I have not watched it, but I'm familiar.
Yeah, like he was just like the dude in the back that fucking was like the schmo.
Playing with kids' feet. The back of every shot.
The only time he spoke up in class was when it was like biology and they were talking about feet in class.
He insists, like we had to include this thing.
Why is he taking this class again?
In hindsight, we should have known. They're like, the writing was on the wall.
Man, that is so creepy though. Holly Weird.
Holly Weird.
Yeah. That's
I want to be. That's my name. I want to be Holly Queered.
That's a good one.
First name Holly. Last name Queered.
That would be a good drag name.
That's what I'm saying.
That's your drag name.
That's my neck. That's
when they come back.
Gen X is dead.
Yeah. Gen right.
Holly
You definitely
Queered.
got to come back as Holly Queered.
Holly Queered. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
It is.
All right,
and
sorry.
he's really good in drag.
Wait, really?
Don't say really good, dude. I'm
He's
not.
like, I did one season on Drag Race.
because it's
Like,
so-
not a big deal.
Listen, girl, I am not good.
Busted.
No, it's
Honey.
good because it looks ridiculous.
I love
That
that.
It makes
well,
it
I mean,
like
that's drag.
right.
Yeah, that's what made it fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Of course.
Yeah, it was fun.
And he got into it. You know, the best part about seeing these dudes when they get put into
Remember when I was
drag.
reading to kids? You remember when I was like, dude, you know I'm going to spend the next...
Oh, you did that?
I was like, I did. I was like,
That's sweet.
I was like, instead of doing comedy, I'm going to volunteer and go read all of these kids the Anarchist Cookbook.
Every working drag queen in the area was like, who the fuck is this bitch?
He had on like this black Joan Jett. Like when Joan had that hair, he had that black wig.
Yeah, you know what?
like
Motley
that
Jew.
long
That's what it should have been
shag.
called. Motley Jew. would have
Motley
been
Jew.
Motley Jew.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
And
good.
leopard skin,
Oh my
skin
gosh.
tight, one piece.
That sounds cunt.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
But
cool.
he, the best though is like when you see them. The minute they put I mean, one
Transform.
of the guys, one of the comics here, was literally kept looking at himself in the mirror and putting on his
Do I get a
lipstick.
name?
Andy.
Oh,
We were laughing.
that makes totally aligns.
But I mean,
yeah.
it's so funny because
Love it.
to see how once they put that clothes on, how they just transition.
For Pride last year, I put on like a lid and a lip, and I was like, a bitch can't tell me nothing. I was like the
A
way
lid and a lip.
I was like, I could put on a little kitten heel, and I'm out in the town. Rochester's my bitch. Like, yeah, it was
You put on that
crazy.
kitten heel, you
it
were
was
sachet.
it was my war paint.
Suddenly.
It was like I'm
Right.
transformed.
That's like you were like gay Braveheart.
I was like gay Braveheart, and you would not believe how many times I hear that. The amount of people that come up to me, they're like, you're my gay Braveheart. Thank you. I can.
Wow, that's cool.
So really, though, what I wanted to discuss, because this is how it came up. We were at an open mic together, right? And me and him were discussing this television show.
And you've been telling me to watch it.
Right. And, I know Todd
What's
has
the name? The name of the show is
Naked Attraction.
Okay.
Is this in the same universe as Naked and Afraid?
No.
Okay. Oh, totally. They're like, that's a different reality
That's a
show where they're
different
naked.
type of reality.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this is a show where they lift up a screen. Everyone's lined up, and
Okay.
you first start with seeing the privates, okay, the vagina, the penis, whichever dating, So the woman's looking for a man. She gets the screen lifted.
So wait, your first initial view of
the
meeting
penis.
somebody is the penis
Yup,
or the
you
pussy.
you don't see their face. You see nothing.
Which,
You
by
just-
the way, that's Grindr.
oh, but.
Straight people have reinvented Grindr.
It is. It's a British show. And I mean, when I tell you,
Well, that's because I have fucked up teeth, so they'd rather go from the
oh
bottom.
my God,
first.
when I tell you they go, like they zoom in, like it's
They're like, let's break this
high
down.
definition.
So have you seen this show?
I haven't.
Okay.
When I found out we were talking about this, I tried to specifically stay away because I wanted all this to be fresh for me.
The pitch you just sent me pictures.
Yeah. So this is what this show
Okay.
did.
So you
It solidified. I'm a lesbian.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like the
I get it.
first 5 minutes, and it's British.
Yeah.
So nobody is circumcised. And I mean, where's the photos?
Okay. All right.
Okay, you gotta
Hold on.
bring-
Give me a
you
second.
gotta
Let me
bring
just
them
show
out.
you what
All
I
right,
looked at.
I need to set this photos up a little bit. So, did you pick why did you pick these ones?
Because they were,
these are the ones that solidified the fact that you were a lesbian.
I was like, what's happening?
okay.
Like, I guess I didn't pay attention when I worked in
So, am I
the
about to see
porn.
all penises right now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I guess I wasn't paying attention when I was working in the porn business exactly like a zoom hard in on these penises.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Todd's face right now
Yo.
is like he just actually got smashed.
Okay. See, Cindy, you're just a lesbian because you're a lesbian. because I'm like, oh, that just looks like a normal pee-pee to me.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, I'm very curious because I've seen a number of penises in my time.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's been around.
We'll start here. It's on. Oh, I don't want to get. I don't know if I can get it on camera.
Okay.
We'll blur it if I have to. But look at.
That is a normal uncircumcised penis.
No,
Yes, it is.
that amount of foreskin, that's insane.
I've seen
Where's
it.
the dick?
I've seen it.
I mean, it's not that. It's a foreskin, right?
Oh, that
looks
is
like
an
a deflated
elephant
balloon.
trunk. I mean,
Yeah.
that is what is happening.
I know. A stretched
It's
out
too
balloon.
much.
It's too much. It's too much.
He could fit at least $20 in quarters in that.
Do they do partial circumcisions where it's like I don't want
Maybe
to be
mom's
cut?
a Jew and dad's like a
It's
Christian.
a compromise.
You know what I mean?
They're like I don't want to be cut, but this is ridiculous.
If I was looking
this
at
is
that-
too much.
If I was a
like a
doc,
drinking
I would be
straw.
more worried about the fucking uneven sack in that picture. To be honest with you, that's
One of
what
yours doesn't hang lower than
No, but it does. But that's
Oh,
a big.
okay.
That's a lot.
It
No,
is a
mine's
lot.
a lot too. That's why I
Okay,
recognize, dude.
Maybe he's laying down. No, that doesn't make any sense.
Standing.
Yeah. Okay. Next picture.
Okay, so that's normal. All right.
Okay.
I got. Well, okay.
This is. I would say on the smaller side of a penis, but I would say it's a pretty normal sack.
Okay.
Is he hard?
That's no.
No,
What
I
is-
don't know.
Todd, the amount
he
of
can't be.
penis to ball is
That's a lot of balls.
It's a lot of balls, but I'll tell
But
you
at
what.
least he's circumcised.
But you
Sure.
can, but check it out. You could see some
Wait,
wrinkles
I don't
in there.
think he is circumcised. I think his foreskin is just pulled back.
Oh, that's why it looks
'Cause
like
it's
he's
wrinkly.
That's why he's
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
he looked like he could be a grower, not a shower. This guy.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Is
Yeah, I'm
that
sure.
a normal
It's
length
I don't know.
of ball hanging?
It's hard to tell because I don't know.
I
how
mean,
big the
that
dick
shit
is.
will hit the water when he sits
Yeah,
on the
they
toilet.
will.
Those
That
They
those
look
are
big.
because his legs
Those are
aren't
goose
that
eggs.
even that big. They look huge.
look
dude.
at that
those
shit's
are kinda
almost at
big.
his knees.
Hell yeah, dude! Those are fucking awesome. to be
Interesting
honest with you.
choices. Interesting
Those are great.
choices with like.
Those are great. Those are great. What do you call them? Gonads.
good.
What do they say?
Gonads.
Gonads.
Gonad.
There's interesting. I know we're only two in, but I'm interested in some of like the pubic hair choices here.
There
I'm like
is
it's
not.
trimmed, but not shapely. Like it's like it's
There
all
was no
kind of
choice
short,
made
but
there.
it's. If I knew I was going to be showing my dick and balls on camera, like for everyone to see,
Yeah.
I'd carve a smiley face into
Oh
it.
yeah,
like,
dude! I'd have my shit would
there's
look like Drake. You know what I
Absolutely
mean?
lined up.
I would. I would
You
have.
would have a fade.
I would have an edge up, dude. I
It
would
would be
have
so sharp you could cut hair. Like it would be so
Exactly.
clean.
All right. Okay.
Okay,
all right.
that's one. Okay, all right. I'm seeing that these are normal looking. I was.
Okay, and I think I want to make a distinction, and you both can tell me if I'm wrong, okay? But I'm thinking that when a man and a gay man, especially and a lesbian, are looking at penises, the place that a penis goes in a woman is different than a man.
Sure.
So I don't think that having a huge monster cock to either really, but to a dude especially, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I think you don't want a huge monster cock in your bum. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You want a
yeah.
comfortable
You don't
one.
want a huge monster cock in your bum bum. Honey,
That's the
you don't want a
that's the
huge
new
monster
book I
cock in
bought
your
my
bum
kid.
bum.
He's got that one for his son.
Yeah, that's the new
Uh,
bedtime story.
I will say no one in my experiences are bigger size queens than gay men. It's crazy. Because I'm
Okay.
Caleb bears all. I'm not a bottom. Like I guess I don't totally relate, but I'm like I don't really want any of them in me, but like a big one is crazy. Like that it's gonna rip you apart. Like which I mean
Yeah.
that's some
But they want them big.
I think some gay men, it's like a
I guess
thinly
that's, you know
veiled
what?
like self-flagellation
That's just an ignorant thing for me to think. Because chicks love, there's chicks that don't give a fuck.
I find it
and
really
that-
offensive, actually.
and
How
there's-
dare you give more gay men more credit than they're due?
I was trying it. I was trying to fucking, but it made sense to me, you know, for a second that may be the case, but
Sure.
I think it just comes down. It doesn't matter.
If
You got
gay
fucking.
people
They're all
were-
whores. We are
Yeah.
all
Okay,
whores,
well,
dude.
on the TV show, I have to say the girls that were choosing the men did go for the bigger penises
I like
in
that.
the long run. It was
So
very
goes.
strange choice that they were making, you know. But then it moves up and you get to see like the chest, and then the third is
Yeah.
they get to see the face,
Well,
and they
and-
eliminate
all right.
them.
Well, we're not done yet,
No,
right?
I think I got two more.
Oh my god.
And maybe
Okay.
it's not, again, maybe I'm not the like right, because I'm not particularly interested in like having a dick inside me, but like when I'm looking at dicks, I care so much less about the size as I do other features about the dick.
Oh, really?
Like if you've got a weird shaped dick, that's more of a turn off.
What if it was this guy?
Yeah.
Okay, what's happening?
Okay, interesting.
What was it? What if it was what if you had that fucking anteater fucking coming at you?
What is happening?
That looks like the mouth of the sandworm.
It does.
one
The
ball.
face looks like Freddy Krueger,
and
right?
what about the
Does he have a star?
I had on closed caption when I was watching.
And what about the penis?
And what about the penis?
caption.
Like,
That should be the name of this episode.
yeah. And what about the penis?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got like sort of almost like a star shaped. Is that the opening or is that just like a scar or something?
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. It looks like you ever seen that movie with Kevin Bacon with a fucking
Is that one ball?
Tremors?
It really looks like one. He's got a tight sack.
He's got
a tight sack.
Yo, man, your sack is tight, son. but no, I honestly think get back up here, tight sack. I honestly think that it's cold because nobody's sack.
Sure. They're all wrinkly and like
sca-
no one's are like hanging and stretched out.
These are all British dudes too.
Yeah.
This guy looks older too.
Oh, I mean, what could you tell? The fucking gray hair that's all
Yeah,
over the place?
the gray, you know what? It's actually not the pubes. Weird enough, it is like towards the inside of the crotch, like way the skin is falling. I'm like, I'm into older men sometimes. Like I've seen an older dick. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Wow.
We all age the same. At the
dude,
end of the
I'm
day.
fucking old. My shit does not look fucking.
Good for you.
Look like a demon. His fucking faces at the end of it.
I was scared. Okay,
Jump scare.
I was
Hold on,
frightened.
hold
I was
on,
frightened.
hold on.
I
Let me
think I
see.
got one more.
I'm scared, but I'm also just raging horny.
But
If I knock the camera
doesn't
over,
that
so
not
sorry.
look like the book from Evil Dead?
Oh,
That looks like the surface of the like
Tell me that
Mars.
does not
That
look
looks like
like-
the surface of Mars.
what is happening?
Ungala, Sindala,
It's like
Ungala.
the Mars rover has reported new photos of a mountain range on the
What
surface
is
of Mars.
happening?
Oh
that
my
looks like a
God.
prolapsed
It
anus.
totally does.
That is a prolapse.
No, you're totally right.
or
You remember
like
Spaceballs?
a whole lot of
It
hemorrhoid.
looks like a strawberry with a growth. It looks like a bruised
Dude, it
strawberry.
looks like Pizza the Hut, man.
Okay. I feel validated that you're making fun of this penis at least. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm making
any-
fun of the smallest part of this
Yes.
piece. If you let's scroll back out, not making fun of it as much anymore.
Oh,
No.
please.
You scroll in,
And let me just say, whatever you got, rock it with pride.
dude. That's right,
Right.
And when by pride
It's
you
how
means
you
on
use
pride,
it.
whip it out and run down the fucking
And
street.
bring it to my house. Put it inside me.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Let me see the next
All
one.
right, the next one. Here you go, guys.
Okay.
Weird shape. That's
That-
what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
that-
It,
you got
So it's
it
like
looks
an
like a bowling-
enormous
it looks like a bowling pin. I was going to say the same thing.
Pin. Or one of those
That
little
is
toys
sick.
you got when you were a kid that was like slide in and out. You remember
Yes,
those?
you'd squeeze them.
You squeeze them and yes, and it would like roll in your hands.
I remember thinking
Oh, maybe
about
that was
those
just a
toys.
penis I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're right. That was a uncircumcised penis. I remember like being a teenager and looking back on those toys, not having ever like had one since I was like 6 or 7, and being like, "Damn, I really missed an opportunity to like put my dick in that."
Now, you know
I was
what?
like, God,
Okay.
I wish I had one right now.
Okay.
I fucked all kinds of
The
weird shit when I was a kid.
fascination, like you guys will put your dick in anything,
Anything,
won't you?
sure, and that's true for
I
gay
mean,
men too.
But yeah. I mean, the glory holes.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh.
I mean, I'm always more fascinated about the glory holes. The trust. The trust.
Yeah,
to stick your penis
Yeah.
in that hole.
The trust that
and
I'm
not
on the
know
other side
what's-
with a giant pair of hedge trimmers.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but head trimmers. I mean, or we were talking about people in the AIDS epidemic. There's not much difference than basically fucking kicking somebody's dick off and then giving them AIDS. You know what I mean?
They're basically the same
I don't
thing.
know why I got all serious.
Actually, you're
break
bringing
down the epidemic.
that brought up something I really wanted to talk about, which was the AIDS epidemic.
Speaking of dirty penises,
Yeah. Okay. But
Let's get into it. No, okay, so let me tell you, one of these days when I, finally get my Netflix special in the next couple weeks or so, I have already decided the name. Hold on, I gotta get a little bit of backstory. So when you can get on a medication these days called PrEP. I don't know if you guys are
Yes,
familiar.
of course.
Yeah, it keeps you from getting HIV.
Right. Yeah.
And pretty much every sexually active gay man I know is on it.
Yeah.
But when you first get the medication, they have to write down a diagnosis if they're prescribing you with something. And my doctor, when I asked him about it, he was like, "Hey, just want to let you know, I've got to put something in your chart about this. It is the accepted language. I don't agree with it. It's outdated, but like, it's just what it is. And I was like, I have to know what it is.
way.
So I checked my sheet afterwards, and under diagnoses, it had high risk homosexual.
Oh my God, you're a high risk homosexual.
High risk homosexual, which by the way is like sexually active homosexual.
HRH, buddy.
Like, HRH. So when I get my comedy special, high risk homosexual is
That's gonna be the name.
Gonna be the name.
That's the
I
name.
want to name mine not aesthetically pleasing.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
good. I was gonna name mine high risk homosexual too, but
Yeah,
Well,
sorry.
you lost it.
Well, I'm naming mine Dan Schneider Diddlers. So trade for trade.
touche.
Yeah. So that last stick, that was weirdly shaped.
Yeah,
that
the
one
last
compared to
one,
the
it
other
was.
ones, it was weirdly shaped.
It was.
It's also funny to be like eliminating and stuff like these men based off their soft penises, because that's nothing. I mean, your soft penis is nothing.
I mean, I didn't take pictures of there was some that were like.
All right. Well, wait a second now. I don't like the discrimination you're having. Also, between you didn't show one snatch.
I know. I know. You know what, you guys? I'm zooming in. I'm pausing.
somebody who's a
Danielle was like,
lesbian.
"What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "I need to get a shot of these specific penises," and she
Okay.
was like, "I'm trying to watch the show."
but
You know what? The next
making
one,
fun. Is
there any ugly
we are gonna do vaginas.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Should have done that one.
You're gonna come back. I'll do
part
vag
two.
next with you.
Dude, part two is part two.
Part
vagina.
two.
Vag.
Yes, part two will be vag.
What do you think is good? I mean, that
vag.
dude, I don't know, man. Honestly, you're going to see some fucking gnarly shit. If you start. You're going to, you know what I mean?
They weren't that bad.
Oh, okay.
The vaginas look good. Now there's a difference, you guys. When a woman is standing and you're looking at her vagina straight on, okay? It's not as
You're not,
graphic.
you can't see
as
a woman's,
when her legs
you
are.
can't see
Right.
a woman's vagina straight on. When I was a child, I thought that because I always thought, like, 'cause back in the day, they always had the triangle fucking pizza fucking slice hair.
Yeah.
That was like the thing.
Well, a lot of the women were mostly
I
groomed.
thought that was the vagina, though, because I was like from the front, like we had one. I was like, oh, there's the, you know what I mean?
Right. I mean, there
Yeah.
were a few vaginas, very few, that had a little roast beef
little
coming out.
okay.
A
a
little bit, just
Good
a
for them.
little bit. You could see, but when they're laying down, then is when you see everything.
Do they
So-
spread their legs and like show
no,
it off?
No.
They
That's why
Dude,
they didn't look that bad.
That's why.
I mean, I wasn't like freaked
That's
out.
why
Like
most-
the penises. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. That's high definition in
it
your
makes
face.
sense though that their vaginas aren't mostly hanging because that's why they're looking for big penises now because they're waiting for that shit to get fucking hit.
Well, and
You
I'm
know what
thinking,
I mean?
I'm thinking too, like showing the penis is soft is about as fair as showing the vagina like standing with the legs closed.
Yes.
Because you're not really getting the full.
You're
in both
not
cases, you're not getting the full
trust
sense.
me.
But a guy seeing nah, I don't know. That's not fair. Either way, a guy will look at a vagina, even from the front, depending on how the pubes are, and can be like, dude, that's fucking hot, you know, whatever it is. It's
Interesting.
different. A girl is going to just see your junk. And if it's cold in there or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, it could all get thrown up. They should
Well, that's because you're a sick freak.
Dude, I need a fluffer.
Yes. I see any vagina, I'm rock hard immediately. Even from the front, he's like behind
back,
in
whatever.
silhouette. He's like
nothing.
Right.
It does
drawing?
it right away.
Right. I see the shade of a tent and I'm like,
you
whoa.
look too much. Protect the children. Well, okay. Well, maybe there's something to this because you were saying all the vaginas look normal. We were kind of saying like
they all looked a little different, but now that I'm thinking, it is that standing view with it is a
flattering.
different.
No, yeah. But because you'd have to lay in like going to a gynecologist to really check out the vagina.
Well, or if you're watching
like,
a
you know what I
porn.
mean? You gotta be like spread
I
wide
mean,
open.
if you're seeing it in a porno, not just
No, but,
Yeah.
but how I think it's fair if you look at a man straight on and you get to see his fucking button pee while he's just like all freaking out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you should have to lay with stirrups like they do in gynecologists, so I can see how big your fucking the clit is. I
you're
want to see
getting
the labia
inside there. You have like
Yeah.
a flashlight telescope.
Exactly.
Well, honestly, the guys on there were not too. They were very excited when it got to see the breast.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Because then they do this shot, and then the guys get to see all the women.
Okay.
They're like a woman without a face or a personality. Exactly what I wanted.
I mean, so the straight guys
Just
look
a pair of
great.
tits and a
I'm sure
pussy.
they all look great.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Well, this
and
is.
then before wait.
Yeah.
So they narrow it down to 3. You eliminate 3, and you get 3 all the way up. Then the person that's picking has to go get naked and come out naked and let the 3 people look at them naked before they choose.
They should also get to like throw tomatoes at them.
And I mean,
Wow,
Todd,
what the fuck?
do you remember when we used to have to?
What's up with this British fucking?
I mean, it's
shit?
hardcore.
Absurd.
And there was 6 seasons.
I will stand to the line and fucking. What are you doing?
It's crazy.
Fucking
And not
weirdos.
that they even try to pretend that it's not, but this is like basically a fetish show. Like, I mean,
That's
like
what it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm like, this is
I
like
won't shave
porn with
for
a
the
plot.
first 2 months, John. You can.
Listen, I'm going to say something very controversial.
Oh my God,
British
dude.
I mean, it's they don't have great teeth.
No,
What?
of course they don't.
Are you serious?
Okay,
Yeah.
don't get mad. Don't
That's
get
like-
mad.
That's very offensive
I
against
don't
British
know
people.
why I am like
British
getting
people
nervous.
deserve
I mean,
to be about what you're actually nervous about. I feel like you can offend British people.
no, but I mean, I remember.
They have it coming.
Princess Di had lovely teeth.
Yeah.
Princess,
Right?
but
Had.
Princess Diana
Till they
also
fell all over the
Hey,
road.
fuck you, son of a bitch. Listen, Princess Diana was
tunnel has never looked
considered
better.
stunning.
She
She
of course
wasn't.
she's. You don't think?
Please,
Oh, I'm a
for
gay
them-
man. I mean, what is my opinion matter?
For them,
Sure. Yeah. Well, yes. A British 10 is a New York 6. I mean, at least.
Yeah, right. John Oliver's like fucking 12.
And an LA 4. I mean, it's like, yeah.
it's crazy.
Who's the hottest Brit? The one soccer player dude, right? He's like fucking known to be a hot.
Oh.
The Spice Girl man.
Yeah. Was he
yeah.
British?
Yeah,
I think so.
think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, because he's one of those British that's like, oh, handsome, and then you touch him, it's like, yeah, hello, you too.
his
It's like-
name?
I mean, I'm sure there's,
He's
obviously.
what the fuck is his name, man?
know.
The soccer Beckham.
Yes,
Beckham.
David Beckham.
Yeah.
Bend it like Beckham.
I don't
like
think he's
Beckham.
that handsome.
Which is what his wife says every time they have sex.
Oh,
Bend it like Beckham. She like, bend me like Beckham.
right.
I don't know. I'm not. I mean, I don't think he's that handsome.
He's like handsome, and there
I-
is sometimes when somebody becomes so conventionally handsome that they kind of stop being attractive.
I mean, he's not like Brad Pitt.
No,
Okay.
but Brad Pitt's not British. We're talking about British motherfuckers.
Oh, jeez, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? What,
Oh, what is the other
007?
Yes, I was just gonna say.
Which one? Oh,
Daniel Craig.
Oh, Daniel Craig.
He's kind
He's
of
a
hot,
rugged,
though.
handsome old
He's-
man.
He's gorgeous.
Who's the other guy? The Remington Steele brother. All the moms wanted to bang Remington Steele. What was his name?
Remington
I have no idea who that even is.
The one that was the Bond before, the Halle Berry Bond.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh shoot! Now
Come
I can't
on.
remember.
Yeah,
what
I don't
the-
remember.
All
Was
right.
that like Casino Royale?
That was still Daniel Craig.
Oh, that was Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
I remember my parents used to own a movie theater, and I remember
They did?
yeah, I was like 7, and I like
Are you from
snuck
here?
in Syracuse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like snuck into the theater while they were showing Casino Royale. I remember nothing about that movie except Daniel Craig naked in a chair getting his ass beat with something, because that was
Oh, yeah,
definitely a
that's right.
sexual awakening for me.
like this little
No, they
6-year-old, like
I was at 6. I was like, I was like, oh, weird. And now, like, as like I can think back to being a teenager and being like, that explains a lot.
You're like, Mom, I love James Bond.
I was like, please, Mom, let me watch James Bond. I love spies.
James
No,
Bondage.
hilarious. James Bondage.
That's a
great
that's-
drag name.
Dude, that's the one after the next. What was the last one again?
Don't even remember.
Oh, it was
What was
some-
that 5 minutes ago?
It was queer. Holly queered?
Holly Queered.
Yeah.
Holly
thank you.
Queered.
Thank you.
Holly Queered. That's it. That's the one we're going with.
Well-
so but I do want to talk about not because we touched a little bit on your upbringing.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
get
did
into it.
they? What about conversion therapy? Was that?
Wait, you had to go to conversion therapy?
No, I didn't.
You didn't, right?
No, I
But-
didn't. So I
Your
was.
college kind of sounded like it was pretty close.
Well, my whole upbringing, I guess, was some form of conversion therapy. But I
Right.
mean, like, you know what? No, okay, it's not. I don't want to compare my experience to conversion therapy because
No,
that sounds like a
it's so hardcore,
particularly
some
brutal
people.
hell.
Yes, absolutely.
But I mean, like, yeah, I grew up in like, a
Right.
super evangelical church, and the whole ethos is about like, this is something that you need to change and can change if you're, a faithful enough Christian or whatever. But they were wrong, clearly. I was like, that's so funny because I was like, that was really kind of where I started to step away from religion, because I was like, wait, like, no, you actually can't. Like, actually, I can't stop being gay. Like, if anyone could have stopped being gay from trying hard enough, it would have been
Dude, you
me.
went to
Like,
literally a super
A super-
religious
yeah.
college. You
And
figured by the time you were done with there, you'll be like, I love pussy.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I can realize now, like, things I couldn't realize then, like, because I have hindsight. But I was like, I definitely went to that college because I thought that it would help keep me in line. Because I was like, if I go to a public college, I'm going to, like, I won't be able to, like, not do that. But that college didn't even fucking work.
But honestly, that's like more damaging than anything else, because it's like, that's like, I'm not trying to compare one thing or another, but it just reminds me of when I joined the Marines. Oh. Because the Marine Corps recruiter was like, don't you want to make your dad proud? So I was just like, well, that's what it's going to be right there. Like, I did not want that at all in my life. I was quite the opposite of being a fucking Marine, you know what I mean?
And all you wanted to do is have sex with men, and they were like, you can't do it.
I was like,
God will be mad at you.
Tell.
Mm-hmm. They're like, it's not just showers with men in the Marines, Todd. I was like, oh, God damn it.
Fuck.
I didn't know I had to fucking, like, actually work out.
I used to think when I was very young and I didn't have fully sexual thoughts, but I, you know, like, had a developing sexuality, I remember I would, like, have kind of pseudo erotic thoughts about prison because I thought that it was like in some way gayer than it is. I mean, maybe from what I've heard, it is kind of gay, but like
that's probably like I hate saying the word because it came. It's like fucking people have rape fantasies.
Oh well, yeah,
right. I mean, like, that's a real thing.
Yeah, and gay men have similar, like, I mean, gay men have fantasies that love, like, being called a faggot and stuff. Like, there's nothing gay men love more than a straight man. I'm like, and I think it's because it's like, you want what you can't have, like, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not me. That's not true. There are some straight men I want. But Idris Elba, I'm not going to pretend I don't want him. But I'm like, no, I would much rather have sex with someone who's, like, very
Idris Elba's straight?
I think he is.
I want to think he's married. Too,
yeah, I think he is. I think he has kids even.
Yeah,
he's a handsome British man.
He's gorgeous.
What is
handsome British man?
Hotter than Daniel Craig.
You know what?
Oh, that man could do anything.
You know, I'm going to bring this to him because he's so young. Okay. People are like,
for the listener, I'm 16.
You can't.
Which is
being
bring
gay
this thing, it's her
isn't
penis.
a choice.
Of course, yeah.
But then all these kids your age are bi. So they are making a choice. So what's going on here?
I think, well, I mean, I don't know. My take on it is I think way more people are gay than we think they are. Or queer. I should say queer.
Bingo.
I think they say right now that like 1 out of 5 people identify as being queer in some way.
Right.
I'm like, now that's 1 in 5 people identify as gay.
Everyone is gay.
Everyone's gay. I say that all the time. I'm like, everyone's a little bit gay. Like, no one's perfect. I say this as someone who considers myself perfectly gay.
Spectrum.
I'm like, I don't think anyone's perfectly straight. I look at a straight man, I'm like, there's not one man you wouldn't fuck.
My dad is like fucking mustache, like yell at the TV on Sunday, fucking masculine, fucking has plywood always over his shoulder type shit. You know what I mean?
Covered in sawdust.
Right.
He's
somehow has nails. He's still holding in his mouth,
spitting chew just like every 5 seconds.
But he sucks a dick. No,
yeah. He's like, but on the weekends,
I saw my dad.
No, videos came out, dude. It was MTV came out, and like videos started playing. And back then, Culture Club came out. Right?
Oh, yeah, George.
Yeah, I like to call him Boy George because I'm respectful, but you say what you want to say. Maybe it's Man George now. He is fucking been around for a while now. But I remember Culture Chameleon came on and Karma Chameleon.
Yeah.
Culture Club, Karma Chameleon. And my dad was like, man, he really does have some nice looking lips. And I was like, you know what I mean?
What?
To this day, that stuck with me. And Dad, if you're watching, you're a fucking faggot. Just I've been holding on now for like.
You know what's so funny? I like have this bit that I haven't done, but I'm just kind of working on it conceptually. Of like, there are certain kinds of men that are just gay because of like the way that they are. Like, and there's just nothing you can do about it. And one of them is dads. I'm like, dads are just gay. I was like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
I'm a bad person to ask because my dad actually is gay.
Oh wait, what?
What?
Wait a second.
I know. I was like, I can't believe I didn't.
The plot thickens.
Wait.
Yeah. So okay.
Wait.
So
is your dad? Okay. Wait a second. First of all,
where to begin, right? Actually, that's all I would like to say about this topic.
There's a lot of.
That's fine.
No, I'm kidding.
There's a lot of layers there.
Yeah. So
you never got to the Goldberg.
Yeah,
I'm dying to know how you went from Jew to some super fucking Christian.
Maybe this is for the best because I think it's all a little bit interconnected. So my dad was raised Jewish. My grandparents are practicing Jews. Every Jew is a kind of
They
practicing
complain.
Jew. Yeah, they complain. And yeah, basically they're cheap. That's what I was like. But my dad was raised Jewish, and in his words, from the ages of 12 to 18, he lived a gay lifestyle. And so he spent all this time as a gay person. He was very involved in like theater and everything like that. And this was in like the late 70s when AIDS was really becoming a thing.
Sure.
And he really resented his parents. They had just terrible relationships. And my kind of working theory is that I think converting to Christianity at 17 and choosing to be straight because that's what God wants him to do, I think that was a way of like distancing himself both from his family who he resented and the community where he was like actively watching his friends pass away from living a gay lifestyle, quote unquote. So
that was his way of getting sober from being gay.
Yes, I think so. And now I think he's just in too deep. And like it's been like 40 something years and he's married to a woman.
Oh, so he's never came back out then?
No. And if you ask him now, he would say he's straight. But he doesn't deny that is like a part of his. So I found this out a little bit actually before he even told me. But when I came out, he took me to a Panera Bread, and he's
like, "This is what my father did to me when I came out."
Yeah, he was like, "We're all good coming out stories happen at Panera Bread." This would be their tagline. And he was like, it was like I think his last ditch plea to like convince me that it's not too late to change. And God, not to get too real, but I was like, I'm sorry that you felt like you had to
do that to your son. You better take me someplace better than
Panera.
What the?
Buy me a fucking lobster. He's like, will this do it? He's like, is this enough?
Spend some money.
Yeah, right. How much is it worth to you to have a straight son, Dad?
Damn.
Apparently $12 in a bread bowl. But he was like, you can choose to be straight. And I said to him, I still look back on this and I'm like, God, that was a good line of me. I was like, I really fucking nailed it. I was like, I'm sorry that you felt like you had to make that choice, but I am not making that choice for myself.
Hell yeah, brother.
And I was like,
yeah,
I know. And
no, that takes strength and courage because that's your father.
I know.
And that's a lot.
Yeah.
And to him, it's like, damn, he, in a way, and I mean, I obviously don't know, but it's almost like, damn, he's doing the thing. He's got the balls that I didn't have. You know what I mean? That I didn't.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, right. And I was like, I think in some like he wouldn't come into me and my boyfriend's apartment when he like when we moved in together. And he still doesn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm like, I think it's tough for him to see me living the
Is that
life
like
that
me
he
going
never
into
could.
a fucking heroin
Well,
house?
it could not be so difficult for him to see. I mean, I'm sure deep down he's so happy you're living your truth.
Yeah,
I'm sure he is.
In a repressed way.
And I think part of him is probably feels almost jealous. Almost like this should be.
Oh, no, for sure.
I think so.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think so.
And I mean, it kind of breaks my heart a bit for your dad
Sure.
that he gave up.
Yeah,
so
I had
much.
a period of being really like kind of sad about that, but I
Yeah.
moved on. I'm like, yeah, we all make our own choices.
Right.
Like,
You know what? You can
know
only
what?
be sad
You chose it.
and like then you got to keep people in the wheelhouse for what they're good with, or else it just ends up hurting to have them around.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, and I was like, I when I was getting ready to come out, my sisters were the first people I came out to, and they were wonderful, very supportive. And at that point,
Somehow
I was like,
feel like it wasn't shocking.
no, when I came out,
I feel like
when
you
I
were
came out, my
sashaying at 6.
sister went, I thought you were never gonna tell us. I was like, you fucking bitch. She was like, I tried to give you so many opportunities to do it, but I just knew you weren't ready, and I was ready, waiting for you until your time was right.
You're like, remember that?
Sweet
She's
in
like, I
hindsight.
remember that time that like I let you into the movie theater to see Daniel Craig naked.
Yeah,
up there?
right. She's like, I thought that would do it. She's like, I was trying to release you.
Yeah.
What's funny is that
Wow.
my mom caught me. So when I came out to my parents, my dad said he always knew, and my mom said she had no idea. Which,
Wait.
girl,
Yeah,
come on.
I mean, I feel
come
like it was
on.
obvious.
She
but-
caught me
mom's
watching.
mom's the religious. I mean,
Well, they both are. My mom is actually more progressive than my dad is. My mom's chill. She is totally fine with me being gay. She loves me and my partner. Like she's wonderful.
Hell yeah.
She is a Christian. She's like practicing, but it's I think a point of contention for her. My dad is very hardline still. He works at a church, so he's a creative director at a church. So that's fun. But my mom caught me watching gay porn the first time I ever watched it, by the way.
no, wait, not the first.
She found like the search history. I was like, whatever.
Did you just
and then
search gay porn?
I was like men masturbating each other, I think is what I searched. And
Is that the beginning steps?
Yeah. I used to think it was okay. I wasn't gay if the searches didn't include the word gay. One time I asked my youth pastor,
That's wild.
like we were talking about sexual purity in like this youth group or whatever. And he was kind of like fielding questions, and I was like, is it porn if the search doesn't include the word porn? And he was like, yeah, if it's porn, it's porn. And I was, in my mind, I was like, okay, so the gay, like.
But I mean, you could, you're so young. What were you searching this? She saw your history. Was it your phone?
No, it was the family computer.
Didn't you have a cell phone at that?
No. It was a little, cell phones were a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking he's only 24.
I mean, they were around, but they
dude,
I didn't have, it was too late, like too early for me to have had one at that age.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, if I found my son was gay, I'm gonna
like, whatever. Oh, but she was like, were there any women in the porn you were watching? And I was like,
who, your mom said that?
Yeah.
You're like, what?
And I was like, I thought that would be, I was like, you're not supposed to look at pictures of naked women. So I was like, no, there was no women in the porn.
It's fine, Mom. I'm fine. I did not.
It was all men sucking dick.
It's fine.
It's okay.
But just me and the boys, Mom.
And at the time I was like, dodged a bullet. Now I'm like, oh God, that's why she was asking. It's like, she probably is like, no, fuck. And then still was like, I had no idea you were gay. I was like, that's on you.
So
you bought me a My Little Pony when I was 12.
That's
like, bitch, the signs were there. Open your eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you were sashaying.
Uh-huh.
I see you with the towel on your head, pretending it was your hair.
My sister's putting makeup on me and me like loving it. Mm-hmm. I mean, we were a theater family, so like maybe there was a little bit of like plausible deniability. That's like, oh well, he's flamboyant because we all are. Like that's how it is, But no, it was because I.
Yeah, but I mean, that's crazy. That's wild, dude.
But you know what's so funny?
Your dad had a fucking probably a run though back in the day, boy. I bet.
Because what I was thinking about that today. What does that even mean, a gay lifestyle? I was like, because if he was just like going to gay bars or like going to drag shows, he could have just said that. I'm like, he lived a gay lifestyle. He was getting plowed up the ass. Like that's what he means.
So you immediately came to the thinking your dad's a bottom.
Yeah, he is. Let's be clear. I have all the confirmation I need.
That's funny. Oh my God.
Verse bottom. I don't know what position do you guys think my dad was?
I mean, you know what? I'm gonna say both because he was trying to figure shit out.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, now a lot of the gay men, they do talk about like, oh, it's they're more verse, but I feel like in the gay community, it's a hard top or a bottom.
There are a lot of verse guys.
I mean, when I was younger, it was hard line.
It was that you do one or the other. Yeah. Well, it's. I would say I want to say gay men are like reinventing like misogyny within the gay community, but obviously gay men have also been misogynistic forever. Yeah. They're not reinventing it; they're bringing it into the gay community in a very real way, where they are like there's a very big feminization of bottoms and like masculinization of tops.
I feel like that's been that I can see that throughout history.
Yeah. They like But that's use a lot of similar misogynistic tropes.
But that's a part of the I don't know fad, but that's part of like what some of them like, though, right? So
sure.
So wouldn't it be kink shaming to say that part of the group is doing that because it's like it's what turns them on too?
Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
Right. I mean,
I don't know.
We should kink shame.
People,
I'll say it.
I mean, they used to always say that about the lesbian community, right? There was always the butch, and she always would have a femme, whatever. And you never saw like two butch women together. You know what I mean? Everyone was like, whoa.
But people are weird. You're right. Some people are weird.
Yeah.
But now in the queer community, it is like a bit. There are no butch women left though in the queer community.
Yeah.
There are none left.
There's no butch women?
There's a few, but right now transitioning is so accepted that the majority of butch female, they have transitioned.
That's fascinating because I feel like you don't see a similar thing with like very femme gay men. I feel like, well, maybe. I don't know. I do, from what I have heard, there are many trans people who feel like being gay for them is a step towards acknowledging their transness. Mm-hmm. So maybe there is a correlation there, but I feel like there are still a lot of very like femme bottoms.
There are, but like in the gay lesbian community, it never really hit me until I was driving a school teacher from one of the schools here, and he was like, he's like, where do you think the all the lesbians. He goes, you know what's so weird that he goes, my high school students, all the masculine, lesbian, butch, whatever, are transitioning in school, in high school. And he's like, and I'm like, oh, that's why we're becoming dinosaurs. Either they're bi or they're transitioned.
Or I have them in my basement. That's where they've all gone.
It's because it's accepted. It's because we have moved the needle a little bit. You know what I mean?
Todd's like, fewer gay rights. He's like, we've gone too far.
I'm like, dude, how far are we going to go with this
come
already?
on, give it up.
Well, I identify as a Pepsi can.
Yeah, I'm a Apache attack helicopter.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, but I mean, and you know, after he said that to me, I thought, you know what? He's right. That a lot. I mean, I'm doing comedy in New York City, and there's so many trans men there.
Yeah.
So many that either identify.
Is there a ratio? Is the ratio 50-50? It should be, right? You'd think it should be 50-50 for trans people, right?
I guess I would think so, but I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure
it's more men.
I'm not like spitballing. I'm pretty sure I have read that there are more
still
trans women actually than trans men.
Yeah, that's the patriarchy still large right there, honestly.
Interesting. I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, that is
That's
interesting.
a weird question, and I don't want. I'll delete this out of here if it comes across.
You could probably just delete the last 30 minutes.
I'm not about to fucking get on my fucking Harry Potter
soapbox.
fucking a turfy kick or anything, but I just have a question that I always just.
He's
kind of,
just asking questions,
right? It's just asking questions. Like I feel like in the 90s we spent a lot of time like where gender was bullshit. We're dressing as gender.
It's like abolished gender.
And we knew that like gender was something that really was that society kind of pushed on us. So it didn't matter the parts we were born with. We were taught that that's all just who this is. So isn't a trans person buying into the gender and patriarchy capitalism by them doing that?
It's I don't know if you want a real answer to this.
I
but
do.
I
do.
I feel like the perception is more like you can say abolish gender, but it doesn't abolish the effects that gender plays in our society. So it's like if you feel, if you're a trans person who identifies as another gender than the one that you were assigned at birth, and like part of that affirmation of your gender is the way that you're socialized by other people, like then I think it makes sense that they would want to like, be seen as, their gender versus the one that they were assigned at birth. I don't know. That's my take on it. This is also coming from a cis gay man.
Yeah,
so I don't feel
it's just something that I wonder about because we're just talking about Boy George, right? And things like that. And I just wonder, like, at some point it was the idea of even like metal got like very fucking androgynous, you know? And there was a point
like Kiss
where
and everything
the
even
80s
like,
was insane.
I felt
with
like
the big hair bands. They were all wearing makeup. Then you had Bowie.
That's what I'm saying. We were heading in a direction that was androgynous, and all of a sudden it felt like, well, no, and it had to, then it got
the 2000s.
That was the
damn 2000s.
And at first, like, I know that trans people have existed forever, and it's not like, oh, it's like I'm not trying to say that. It's just that I always thought the point was to lose the ideology behind gender.
I wonder if it is the kind of thing that is just going to keep going kind of back and forth in like a pendulum, the same way that society's understanding of gender does. Like the same way that gender has gone from very strict, rights for men and women to going into that stage of like abolish gender norms, and now coming kind of back into like a more, I don't know, I guess a little bit more of a structured understanding of gender where there's room for people who don't fit into the binary, but also there are a large amount of people that do want to fit into the binary. Maybe we'll go back into another
binary
phase
thing
like,
makes that. See, no, that makes sense to me. Like that's what I feel like it comes from. Like what I was saying about like non-gender. Non-gender makes more sense to me in binary than anybody gender because we've all. I don't know. Like
it's all like made up.
It's all kind of made up.
Right. Which totally
and
is.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like we're falling. I don't know. I just like it's very fucking complicated. You know what we should talk about next is Israel and Palestine.
Yeah, absolutely. You're like, next we're getting into the 2024 elections.
Listen,
are we going to make America great again?
I
Yes,
have been
again,
in New
again.
York City for 2 weeks listening to
Oh
a
my
lot of
God.
comics, and that's all they're doing is talking
Israel
about
Palestine.
I'm just
It's been getting its rounds here too.
Is it really?
Yeah. Is it really?
I was at a mic last night and there was quite a few people that were.
Really?
I mean, I did one.
I am
two.
so glad I'm not going to mics around here right now. Then
It's a lot.
You much prefer the ones in Oswego. You're like, there people are still allowed to make jokes.
right, exactly.
I mean,
you know, another my joke.
Yeah.
It is really weird though. Like the comedy in New York City is, I mean, I never hear 9/11 jokes in the city ever.
Yeah, I mean,
but I hear them up here all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the people that live down, like they don't. It's so weird.
Like, yeah, that was traumatic as fuck for that. I know, right? Bitch, that was fucking how many years ago?
No, but
now?
I believe that they probably did them all already, and they're over it.
That's probably true.
Right.
They're like, there's nothing new you can add to this dialogue.
There's
they're like, you hacky fucks. That was
nothing else you can do.
Right.
I don't hear any 9/11 jokes in the city at all.
Well, they haven't heard mine. I don't buckle up, NYC.
I do not. Do you have a 9/11 joke?
No.
Do you have a 9/11 joke?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you? I've never heard.
I did a bit how if it's a good thing I wasn't a first responder, because like we talk a lot about the first responders on the day, like as we should, but we don't talk, I think, enough about the people who didn't go into those buildings because they knew they would just make things worse.
Right.
I was like, that would have been me. I was
bro,
like,
bro.
I'm so bad in an emergency.
You know I got the anxiety, bro.
And there's the elevators weren't working. I was like, what? I'm going to climb up 60 flight of stairs and rescue someone? Yeah. That's not going to happen. And then what? Carry them down the stairs? Dude, you're going to die.
I think what she's saying is we need a new tragedy to happen so you can update that.
I know.
I don't have a 9/11 joke, but I did. 9/11 was the day that I first had withdrawals from shooting heroin. On 2001, dude, I came up
for it to happen.
Dude, I came upstairs and I'm all fucking like this. I felt like horrible. And I looked, and I'm like, my brother's look at the TV. And I'm like, I barely could understand what's going on when the first tower fell. And then by the second tower fell, I was like, oh my God, I got to go get more heroin.
Yeah, you're like, I picked a bad day to stop sucking dick for heroin.
I always wanted to write a joke about it. It's like, man, I woke up that morning. I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. You know what? I got to be strong. I got to be strong like 2 buildings. Or you know what I mean?
If that
like
was
2
me,
pillars.
If that was me, I would have been like, that's a sign from God that I should keep doing heroin.
It was. I went right over there and fronted $40 from my fucking dealer.
We'll try next 9/11.
Dude, I knew that because it was 9/11 and people died and everything was all fucked up in America fucking was feeling that I could go to my dealer's house and emotionally fucking manipulate him to get back. So I'm not even kidding.
He's like, you're not even running a 9/11 deal? Like, people died, dude.
Dude, by the time I got there, he had like a fuck Osama fucking shit in his window. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's so... You know what? Here's a fun topic for us to tackle: the similarities between the public outcry about Palestine and Israel versus post 2001 America.
Listen, I'm telling you, know what's crazy? I haven't really been keeping up, but apparently on TikTok, like Osama bin Laden is becoming like a big fucking hero. Like, what is that? I mean, what exactly is going on with these kids?
You had a bunch of dummies that took a letter out of context that was written right after 9/11 that has some points on there that you can't deny, but it's coming from a fucking madman.
Yeah, you're like, look at the source.
Idiots.
Oh, so it was a letter that's okay.
Yeah, it was like
I never looked. It was one of those quick little things. I'm like, what? Why is it?
It was very critical of America in ways that are valid to an extent.
Yeah, sure.
But like also, it was coming from Osama bin Laden. Like, come on, guys.
Off in America. Like, I mean, like everybody should be under Sharia law. Like he said that right in there, like America, everything. He said, you know, so like, but these people also don't remember what it feels like to live in a country that gets fucking attacked like that. Dude, it was terrifying.
They're 20, so it's like, I'm 24 and I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember anything from that time. So it's like, you know, you don't know what happened. But I
barely
like
did because I was fucked up the night before.
Yeah, right. I like want there to be a second round of that where it's like, wait, actually, I've been looking into this Hitler guy, and he had some really good paintings. Like, guys, like, you're never going to believe who painted this. Yeah. That's right.
Oh,
Hitler.
that's going to be next with the little
stop
TikTok.
Drawing conclusions.
Of course. Right. But did you know that Genghis Khan actually started a multicultural fucking... That's why he was banging every woman is...
Here's what they're going to do.
Trying to spread Asian seed.
This is what happens every time. It happens with serial killers. This is what's going to happen with Hitler. They're going to dig up a picture of him when he was 18. And like, he's going to look like, not even hot. He's going to look like conventionally normal. And they're going to be like, why did nobody tell me that young Hitler was a smoke show? And it's like, okay. You're like, you have to be stopped.
These young people are wild.
Yeah, like, dude, I would suck Ted Bundy's dick.
Like this comment if you would totally beat off young Hitler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It would.
Yeah.
Oh, it's vile.
So I guess I didn't know about the letter because I was like,
What's up, Dear America? I love you very much.
Yeah, all right. I didn't know. I was just
was
like, what's up with
And he
the
signed
youth?
it like, love Osama.
Yeah.
Right. There was XOXO
Death to
on
America, love Osama.
Yeah.
Your homegirl. Oh.
Yeah.
OBL.
All right. Well, I think we've covered it. We've done an hour, and
All right.
I mean, we're going to have to come back for the part 2 vagina.
That went so fast.
Do you have any, what do you got, plugs or anything?
No, and by the time me and you,
when is this coming out?
we're doing some stuff
Like,
coming up.
I don't know, I'm going to be at the Bug Jar coming up for my homeboy's birthday. It's like December something.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out in Naples coming up. I'm going to be out in Canandaigua coming up. I'm going to see Ian.
Oh, that's right.
Fucking taping on December 3rd.
Yep, you're going down to the city for that.
I'm going to pretend I'm cool and hang out with the New York people.
I'm back in the city on the 7th. I was just there for 2 weeks. I won the Ladies Room Comedy Festival. I won an agent.
Work.
What does that mean?
They can get your coffee.
Listen, I don't know what any of it means, okay?
What is that?
I just know.
You're like, they're trying to book me a Netflix special or something.
Call me Toots.
Yeah, give me it's probably what it is. It's probably some guy with like an iPad. Hey, baby.
Right.
You an audition.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, right. But I don't know. But it was a great time. When I go back, I'm doing one show only, and I am doing 3 Monkeys, which is Sheba Masons. So I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
Otherwise, I got, we'll discuss it as time comes. You know, I mean, I'm back in Rochester where stage time is few and far.
Khalib.
Yeah. Oh, yep. You got it. You nailed it.
Social.
Oh, yeah. You can follow me. Probably Instagram is the best place. CalebJGoldberg.designs. It used to be a graphic design Instagram.
The fact that your last name is Goldberg is just...
No, it's perfect, right?
It's
Someone tried
awesome.
to tell me I should drop it for my stage name, and I was like, I will have 500 years of Jews haunting me for the rest of my life.
We'll just go Caleb Gold. They love that more.
Gold. I wrote things as CJ Gold for a while. That was kind of cool. Anyway, CalebJGoldberg.designs on Instagram. I don't know when this is coming out, but
As soon as Todd does it.
Okay.
Sunday, yeah.
Oh,
Sunday.
okay, great. I'll be in a show at Iron Smoke Distillery on December 5th.
You're going to be there.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one.
That'll be fun.
That'll be a fun
yes.
one. Live
All right.
music, great comics. It'll be a good time.
Hell yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks.
All right.
All right.
This is so fun. Bye.